Welcome back to the LEC. G2 takes another decisive victory, this time against Misfits. Rekkles, congratulations on the win, and thank you so much for making time for this interview.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me as well.
Thank you. Your victory against Misfits today actually puts you on an 8-game winning streak, and overall, it's been a really great few weeks for G2, because you guys locked in for playoffs, you had a very one-sided game against Rogue, and you even took that revenge against Fnatic. But what can you tell me from first-person perspective on the overall momentum of your team? Like, how are you or G2 players feeling about G2's current trajectory?
I think we feel like it took some time to learn how to play together. For sure, it was easier than for some other teams because we only made one change, but one change is still a change after all. So I feel like we just needed some time to learn how to play together. And then now it's just been clicking for the last couple of weeks. We've been on the same page with everything we do, draft to play. So the wins are coming with it.
What were some moments in drafts or in game that you felt like, hey, this is clicking for you and Mickey, for you and the rest of the teammates?
I guess for me and Mickey in particular, it's been just trusting each other more. Like, for example, playing Senna lanes, or me finding courage to play Kai'Sa again. I'm not the best Kai'Sa player and I don't have a lot of confidence with her, but I think for me and him in particular, we kind of like have come to a point now where we trust each other enough to play stuff we don't normally want to play maybe. So I think this gives us a strength for sure in the bot lane. We can play now a lot of things and even first time stuff on stage. So I think this is for sure a good thing. And for the team, I would say just having everyone be carry, depending on the game. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Cap, sometimes it's Wunder, sometimes it's even Jankos. Or Mickey, I guess, if he's playing Sion. So just having the versatility as a team as well. I think this is something that we got over the split too.
Speaking of your growth within this new Team G2, in a recent post-game lobby, you said something very interesting that stuck with me, that now you are the new guy in the team, that perhaps there is a positive sentiment that goes along with the idea of not being the leader in your team, which I will say is a very mature self-reflection. Would you say this change in role has also unlocked you as a player and perhaps as a teammate? What can you tell me about this change?
I think for sure it has. I've never really been a good leader in the sense that I'm not the one taking the most space in the room, talking the most. I think this has just never been me. So I didn't really like the whole thing that happened in Fnatic where I kind of got forced into this position. I feel like after 2016, I should have been more strongly saying no to it, but it kind of happened naturally as well. So I don't regret anything in that sense either. It's just more, I feel like I'm much better off being the backbone for a team than the face. And in G2, I'm kind of naturally the backbone. Meanwhile, in Fnatic, I was kind of naturally the face. So I think it's just better for me this way because I can focus on my own play and just try to support my teammates as much as possible. Meanwhile, in Fnatic, I felt kind of forced to be the carry, which I think also took away some of my teammates' potential. I think they are probably better off actually without me in their team. So this whole thing has just been a win-win for everyone, I would say.
Not only speaking of players becoming carries in the game, but also outside the game, in that same PGL, you also implied that Jankos has perhaps picked that role up as being the oldest guy in the guy who has been around the longest within the team. Would you say that Jankos has taken up the mantle of being the leader in the G2, or is G2 just that democratic to not able to identify a single leader?
I think everyone brings their fair share of energy to the room, but for sure Jankos brings the most. I also think he's really good at making just like a early game plan for us to follow. So it's quite easy for the rest of us to play the first couple of minutes out, which are usually the most important anyways. The rest happens kind of automatically afterwards. So I think he's like really important for us actually to have a good early game. And to me, this is like the main guy in the team.
Okay, Rekkles, my final question is, in this interview, we talked about your growth and journey into synergizing with Mickey, synergizing with your teammates, and you picking up a new different role in a team. What kind of personal growth would you like to achieve between now and perhaps the end of the spring split or at the end of the 2021?
I think I would like to reach a point where I'm comfortable playing all champions in my role. I feel like this is one of the things that I was kind of hopeful for when I joined G2, that they would, I don't know, push me to some kind of state where I'm willing to play all AD carries, mages, maybe even more. I think, yeah, just finding confidence and comfort within playing everything is something I really want to learn, because I feel like over a whole year, you're going to have to play so many patches, so many different styles, that if you have a hinder in one way, kind of right now what I feel I have with Kai'Sa, then it can really hurt your team. So for me individually, it would just be to be able to play everything. I think this would really help my team.
And we will continue to witness your growth as well as G2's growth throughout 2021. Thank you so much for this interview once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And after the break, we'll be back with the match of the week, Mad Lions versus Rogue. So I'll see you back here at the LEC very, very soon.